Welcome back. Johannesburg Emergency Services are pleading with parents and caregivers not to leave their children unsupervised. 4 children died in 2 separate fire incidents in Johannesburg. In the latest incident in Doornkop in Soweto, an 18-month-old baby and a 5-year-old were burnt when an unattended candle set the mattress alight while the children were asleep. EMS are calling for caution this winter season to avoid incidences of fire fatalities. Johannesburg Emergency Services Spokesperson Radebe-Kgiba now joins us via our video link to discuss this a bit more further. It's quite sad, Nana, that we continue to see this trend, especially during the winter period, where a simple thing like a candle, can set a house on fire and result in fatalities.
Indeed, it is quite sad. Just in June alone, we've recorded a number of 7 kids that have died with this open flames. This is candles, imbawula, which is braziers, and also heaters and other appliances that are left unattended.
And when you look at where we find ourselves now in this winter period and you compare it, to other winter seasons, do you see an increase, especially with the likes of the country dealing with load shedding?
There is definitely an increase compared to other years. In June alone, we've recorded 14 fatalities in total. This is kids and adults included, where we've had incidents in Drizig, Zandspruit, parts of Soweto, and also in the Johannesburg CBD. Around this time, yes, we would have fatalities, but we would not record a high number of 14 just in 1 month. Winter had just started in June, and we still have 2 more months to go. So we're seeing the numbers increase, which says that we need to be on high alert, and also urge parents to be very careful and not to leave appliances and heating appliances and open flame unattended. Candles that are used, we can't leave them unattended with kids. That becomes very dangerous. And also heating appliances, your heater. You can't say you want to leave the heater on and you want to find the house warm when you come back. There's curtains, there's other things that are flammable inside the house that can just make the fire start without you being there.
And Nana, what would you say are the common causes for this fire? I know that you've said that some people will leave their heaters unattended and, they would want their homes to be warm when they come back. Are there more trends that we are seeing which are different, to previous years?
There's not so much difference, but the difference is that now we're dealing with load shedding, and most of us will be using candles if we don't have any other lighting sources. Those candles, sometimes you fall asleep on your couch, not intentional, but that candle will be there. Maybe it would be closer to a curtain, maybe the window will be open, and that's how the fire will start. We've seen that also, it's not only informal settlements that are affected, but urban structures are also burning down, and this is because of candles and the heating appliances that we're using. People take 2-plate stoves to heat themselves up, open stoves just to make their houses warm, but that becomes dangerous because you leave that unattended and the fire can start.
And when it comes to load shedding, what role does load shedding play when it comes to us seeing these fires? One would ask that, you might have left the heater on and then load shedding hit and you forgot about that and, you left your home and you came back. Does that play an impact in terms of, causing a spark and seeing a fire in your home when you maybe forgot that you had actually left the heater on just before load shedding hit?
We have attended to many incidents and have seen also in our homes that if you leave things on the plugs, even if it's a TV, when the electricity comes back, it comes back with high voltage, and that can cause a spark if your heater is on. And we know that in some areas we're dealing with people that has izinyoka, the electricity cables that are not supposed to be there, and when the electricity electricity comes back, that will automatically start, as others will start to ban. We've responded to such incidents as well.
And what is your advice, especially to parents? I mean, we've just alluded to that story there with an 18-month-old baby, as well as that a 5-year-old child who were sleeping when their parents were not home. What is your advice to parents when it comes to, trying to ensure that homes are not set alight?
We cannot trust our kids with open flame. I mean, a kid will just be enticed by the candle and want to see what it can do. If there's a candle, if kids are going to sleep, let's switch it off. If we're going to leave kids unattended, let's make sure that the candles are off. And as well, the heaters that we have, let's make sure that when we have heaters on, we are there to see when they switch them off, because those are some of the things that would cause these fires. And as well, let's not leave kids unattended. There's issues of electricity coming back, and a spark can start. As an adult, maybe there's something that you can do, but if there's only kids in the house, then it leaves them with nothing to do at that time.
And Nana, in terms of educating communities, is the EMS, going out of its way to go to different areas in Johannesburg to try and educate communities in terms of what to do to ensure that during this winter period, while they stay warm, they actually do so in a safe manner? Are you doing any of those programs this winter?
We definitely are going into many communities. We've started the Zanspray, where we are doing door-to-door campaigns just to show people what they can do in terms of using wiser, of using lighting wiser and other devices. Like your candle, you can use a bottle of mayonnaise, put a bit of soil and half of the candle inside. Then even if it burns inside the bottle would not break. And we've been around Kanana, in Ivory, and we are still going to be going to other communities. We've also been in Alex. We are going to be going to Orange Farm this coming days, just to also educate them on what to do, because those are the areas that we've identified as high risk during winter season.
And would you say that, when it comes to the reception, how have, communities been reacting to that education you have been informing them with when it comes to ensuring that they are safe during this winter period?
I think communities are welcoming us. They do need this knowledge, and we have been training people with our teams. We are forming community emergency response teams. This is within communities so that they know what to do in case of an emergency, whilst they are still waiting for emergency services to come and assist. We have a bucket system that we always say, if houses are close by, like the structures that we have in our informal settlement, that would work perfectly well to use a bucket system. Each and every house will have a bucket with water, and they'll assist. While someone is calling for our response, then they will be busy with the bucket system. So we have community emergency response teams. We also visit schools where we have schools emergency response teams as well.